Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Music Village. And yeah, still can't believe how quickly we went through this month of horror, and it's now time for us to answer your questions at home for another edition of Axe the DJ. Now, originally, every other year you would see me name it the Music Village mailbag, but since we have this hatchet in our hand right now, or an axe according to the maestro, and you decided to ask us questions at home, we decided to answer those said questions. But before we do that, maestro, if you will, please get me my special mask. You know what? Better yet, get me the witch hat. Or the warlock hat, whichever one, because to try to answer questions with this long beak, I don't think I'll be able to do it, so give me the hat. Thank you. Fit snug. And with that said, stand back. And it's open. Never doing that again. And the first question that we have up comes from Dead Thing 79. Oh wow! He asked me a question. Nice. The guy who created all those characters we told you about asked me a question. And unfortunately it was 5 months ago, but we're still getting used to the whole YouTube thing. So his question says, DJ Smokey, do you have a Steam account on PC? And to answer your question, Dead Thing 79, why yes I do. And it's under the same name I have for the Twitter page and YouTube page that I have, currently called the 00 Agent 0012. So if you ever wanted to play a game along with me on Steam, that's my name. I am not that hard to find. Unless you decided to use a lowercase d instead of a capital T for the D, then you'll run into another guy who I think has the same name as me, and that might lead to problems. But either way, if you send me a friend request, I'll accept, let's play some games, and probably, shoot notes back and forth on very creative characters we can make in the near future. Cause I still think I could do better with Johnny Black, and with your creative knowledge, I could probably deliver on that. Either that or make another monstrous, giant, oversized character to beat people up in the next wrestling game that comes out. But before I go any further spitballing, folks, the next question that we have up, that got cut in half due to me opening it up with an axe, says the following. Dear DJ Smokey, if you could be in your favorite horror movie, who would you be and why? Oh, that's a good one. And to answer your question, if I had to be one of my favorite horror movies, since every single one I know that I would be in, I would most likely be mutilated, killed, or just in an enormous amount of pain, I would have to say neither Dawn of the Dead, the remake, or the original version as the guy who tried to help the people out of the mall, or in the original Night of the Living Dead or the remake of Night of the Living Dead as Tony Todd's character, where he helped people to safety only to realize that his fate was sealed. And the reason why I want to be those said characters, because they last the longest throughout the entire movie. They make it all the way to the end. And spoiler alert for anybody who didn't see both the original version of Dawn of the Dead or the remake, or the original version of Night of the Living Dead or the remake of that either. But yeah, I want to be the guy who makes it to the end and at least makes some form of difference in the film. But on the flip side, if I had to be somebody else, but I'm not tall enough to play him, probably Jason. Because he keeps coming back, he takes people out with machetes in cool ways, and not to mention, he punched somebody's head off in the 4th installment of that film. So a chance to actually have a killer right hand like that and super zombie strength? Yeah, that's my other choice. And the next question that we have up says, Dear DJ Smokey, and a lot of other people who asked these questions didn't put their names down, or I cut it when I actually opened the mailbag, says, "Dear DJ Smokey, where did you come up with the ideas for the Mother Goose's Untold Tales?" Well, this was an idea I came up with a long time ago when I was a little kid, reading all these nursery rhymes and even reading the book that they came out with, which I think was Mother Goose's Unstupid Tales or something like that. No, I think it was the Gingerbread Man and other fairly stupid tales that I read that told all these alternative stories of all these said classic tales you would hear from Mother Goose, and it got me thinking, what if that's not really the whole story? And I wrote down a couple of those stories a long time ago when I was in about 3rd or 4th grade, but never turned them in due to how violent, gory, and horrific that they were. So I brought them up to the surface, decided to say last year I was gonna use them, didn't use them, then decided, hey, this year is perfect, because I want to get all my ideas out as possible, because you never know with how crazy the world is, what could happen next. So, there you go. It was from my conscience from a long time ago, from when I was a wee kid. And the last question that we have up that did not get chopped in half due to the axe that we used to open up the bag says, "Dear DJ Smokey, who was your favorite classic horror movie villain of all time?" I would have to say, if we're going from the black and white experience, man, I only used to watch Frankenstein movies when I was a kid from the black and white series, so I would have to go with Frankenstein. If not that, if we're going with other horror classic monsters from old school movies, I still would have to go with Frankenstein. I don't know of anybody else besides the Wolfman and I think the Phantom, but I don't think many people count them. So yeah, definitely Frankenstein on that list. And a close second for the Wolfman. Sorry, Wolfman, but Frankenstein with those bolts in his neck going, chasing people around and throwing little girls in lakes, definitely was a cool thing for me. Even though it's not cool and I don't suggest anybody throw kids into lakes. Yeah, don't do that. And if you guys have any questions that you want to ask us at home for us to answer over these very airwaves, you can head on over to our not only Facebook, Twitter, and Tumblr pages, all named the same, only known as MusicVillage Radio. But you can also head on over to our Twitter and YouTube pages known as the 00 Agent 0012 and leave a question in the comments section below and we'll answer your questions. And if those who are used to snail mail or email, you can go ahead on over to our Yahoo email page, only known as musicvillagebluestown@yahoo.com, and we would love to answer your questions over the air. Trust me, we do. And hopefully we won't open it with an axe like we did before. Cause a little trade secret, all the questions you ask, we put into a printer, print them out, put them inside an envelope, and then just open a bag and read them. Almost Beekman World style. With the exception that we don't have a giant tumbler for it. Maybe in the future. But with that said, folks, I think it's time for us to head back to this music, and when we return, we'll be back with more cross-town traffic shenanigans as Music Village rolls on right after this. So don't wear your horns out in traffic just yet, folks, and stay tuned.